So let's say somebody wants to buy a house and they're worried about down payment. They don't have enough, they don't think, for a down payment. Do you help them with the process of coming up with a plan to save for that down payment? Or do you give them options of, hey, you don't need as much as you think? Because I know a lot of people think you need to have 20% down.
That's right. That's one of the top 5 myths, that you need 20% down. Yeah, so I start, my degree is in kinesiology. So it's a study of movement. I was a personal trainer for years. I used to work for a big chain and manage all the personal trainers. So a lot of what I do is based on the learning and that habit of assessing first and then prescribing and checking, having checks and balances on how people are doing with their progress. So we do pre-buyer consultations. So we have 30 minutes. I go through a verbal conversation of how somebody's current situation is. And then from that, we assess and set a plan up. So if we set the plan up, then we have certain checkpoints like, okay, how are you doing on your down payment? How are you doing with paying off credit cards? Whatever it may be, we have those touch points to make sure that the progress. I mean, I work together with people for 5 years of setting up a plan to eventually get them ready to buy.
Wow.
But there are also down payment assistance programs. So their conventional loans only need 3% down for a first-time home buyer. FHA's 3.5%. VA, if you're a veteran, part of the thank you is 0 down on a VA loan. But then if you add down payment assistance programs on top of that, people can come in and not have much down and still be able to buy a home if they can afford it and they qualify with the other avenues.
Yeah, that's awesome. And actually something to mention about VA is that even though they don't have to have a down payment, they still need closing costs.
They do. That's part of the plan and assessment, right? And I think that's what's valuable about the way that we do our process is that we just don't do a pre-approval and we send out a letter. I actually book a consultation with everybody. So we go through a 30-minute Zoom to really make sure they understand the ins and outs, because once they're empowered with that knowledge, then once they find their house, they're ready to rock.
I know from my clients, it's that Zoom has been really, really helpful
Yeah.
for them.